Okay, hold on. I do want to watch this pizza video, dude. It's you guys know what's crazy, chat. And I wonder if does this exist anymore, chat? Do company rivalries still exist? Because I feel like the 90s, chat, was like the decade of rivalries, right? I'm talking like heated, like you guys, like the wrestling wars. You guys have heard of that, right? WCW versus WWF, which is now WWE, but they're like WCW versus WWE. We're fighting for your attention. You know what I mean? Think about Nintendo versus Sega. Like, those were real wars, chat, that were fought. Like the console wars, the wrestling wars. Pizza's the same thing, chat. Like, you know, Domino's, which was kind of like pretty much trash in the 90s, and Pizza Hut. It's ironic because I told my nephew Jalen, chat, I'm like, he's like, oh, I like Pizza Hut. I'm like, bro, that's so ironic because like no one goes to Pizza Hut now. Pizza Hut's probably going to go bankrupt in like the next 5 years. Everything, like everyone likes Domino's now, but in the 90s it was the opposite. I feel like that's not really a thing anymore. Mario and Sonic go to the Olympics, but I mean, I feel like company rivalries is not really a thing anymore, Chad. You know what I mean? Pizza, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Pizza Hut used to be the undisputed king, BP. Anytime we got pizza when I was growing up, and it wasn't like often. My mom probably bought us pizza, chat, from a pizza place probably like once a year, to be honest. Like, we did not get pizza very often. It was always Pizza Hut. We got Domino's maybe like twice until I was a teenager, maybe. Like, throughout my adolescence, chat, we probably had Domino's like twice. But it was always Pizza Hut. And now Pizza Hut is completely washed as a company, chat. Like, again, I don't think Pizza Hut will be in business, chat. If in 10 years, chat, Pizza Hut was still in business, I'd be shocked. I think Pizza Hut's gonna go bankrupt. What's up, John? How are you? Pizza Hut was the goo when Pizza Hut pretty much like put the world on stuffed crust pizza. I mean, now like it's not, you know, super special, but like that was one of the big things. McDonald's versus Burger King doesn't really feel like a rivalry. Like, maybe back in the 90s it was a rivalry, but it doesn't feel like a rivalry now. I don't think company rivalries exist anymore, chat. I feel like everyone's too nice now. But in the 90s, that's not how it was. Like, I feel like corporations were like cutthroat, and it was like, oh, that's your rival? Fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, again, WCW versus WWE, Nintendo versus Sega. Like, those were real rivalries, chat. Like, I feel like those companies hated each other. It was like, we can't let them win. Now everyone is like, oh, I'm nice, you're nice. It's like, let's all hug. Like, nah, fuck that. We're trying to kill them. You know what I mean? Papa John's. Papa John's is still fine. You know, yeah, I think Papa John's is still fine. It's just Pizza Hut is washed now, and Domino's is good. I always say, I think it all goes back to like 2006, 2007, when Domino's looked themselves in the mirror and they finally admitted that they are trash and that their sauce and sausage is like actually inedible, and they changed their entire recipe. And that's like the exact moment where Domino's got good, and then they never like looked back. and Pizza Hut just kept doing the same thing. Like, Domino's realized, like, we're actually an F-tier company, but we promise we're going to actually try to get good for you guys. And, like, it actually worked. You can even look up Domino's stock price, chat. Domino's stock used to be, like, $4, and now it's, like, $500 a share. Domino's is... dude, Domino's... What do you mean? Domino's is good. Yeah, Domino's is good. Like, I like Domino's pizza.
No, that's not a misquote of our favorite mid-90s pizza mascot, Little Caesar.
Oh, Little Caesar.
It's our way of remembering that period of time when more meant more in the pizza industry. More slices, more toppings, and more cheese.
Chat, there's another video that I want to watch. There's a video I want to watch. I'll just say that.
Never was that more apparent than in the early 90s, when America's three biggest pizza chains launched outsized campaigns for their mega-sized pies. Today on Weird History Food, we're talking about the giant pizza war of the 1990s. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. And let us know in the comments below what other deep dish dives you'd like to hear about. Okay,
right now,
grab a napkin and a plate and put down that fork.
Right?
Come on, who eats a pizza with a fork? The year was 1993. Bill Clinton was playing saxophone in the White House. Jurassic Park was tearing up the box office. And in pizza kitchens across the country, a piping hot or your money back war was being waged. In the early 1990s, the combined might of Pizza Hut, Domino's, and Little Caesars accounted for a whopping 48% of the pie of America's pizza industry.
That's crazy. So like, here's the crazy thing, chat. And this is true. In the 90s, chat, people wasn't fucking with Papa John. Like, I actually don't remember Papa John's until I moved to North Carolina. Like, I don't remember ever hearing Papa John's as like a company. I feel like they were just not existent in the night. Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe it was a West Coast thing or in the North or something. But like, I just don't. I remember Little Caesars because of the whole pizza. But like, I don't remember like Papa John's. I feel like they're relatively new as far as like coming onto the scene. Like, it really was these three companies. It was Pizza Hut, Domino's, Little Caesars.
Industry. Each chain had sliced out its own slice of notoriety. And the reigning champion was the oh-so-deliciously buttery Pizza Hut.
Yep.
With its signature red booths, arcade games, and pleasant dining experience, Pizza Hut offered a family-friendly alternative to the pickup counter. Meanwhile, Domino's had sliced itself as the best delivery option, with its mad dash of drivers running red lights to get you your za in 30 minutes or less. Or it was free.
Wise man say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
Perhaps not coincidentally, this was the same year the Domino's guarantee went bye-bye after the company was forced to pay a St. Louis woman $78 million in damages. Turns out that
What? What? Oh my God. How come I was never this one random person? How come I wasn't that person who got burned by McDonald's coffee and, won like $100 million or something? Yo, it was a car crash. Yeah, it says against Domino's Pizza for a crash involving a delivery driver. Interesting. They paid this, it was 79, so basically $80 million. Give wrong address, profit. Or just run into the pizza delivery driver and then profit. I mean, this is the 90s, chat. There is no cell phone videos. So it's pretty much just my word against yours. So, there you go.
Forced to pay a St. Louis woman $78 million in damages. It turns out that forcing teenagers to race at breakneck speeds or risk losing their wages wasn't the smartest idea, as the woman suffered injuries when the teen delivery driver ran a red light and struck her car. Ouch. Then there was Little Caesars. Little Caesars didn't have dine-in locations or a delivery fleet. If you wanted Little Caesars, you'd have to use your cordless telephone. Call them and then drive your own vehicle to the store and pick up your own order. How barbaric. Life was tremendously difficult before DoorDash. You had to get your own takeout, just like the pioneers. So how did Little Caesars set itself apart from its rivals? By
price.
offering more, of course. Starting in 1974, Little Caesars sold their pizzas in pairs, which is where that catchy "Pizza Pizza" slogan comes from.
Pizza, pizza.
While most of the time, Little Caesars couldn't offer you the dine-in experience of a Pizza Hut or daredevil drivers willing to risk life and limb so you could spill piping hot sauce down your new work shirt while watching Roseanne, they could offer you a good pizza value. To this day, Little Caesars remains the cheapest pizza franchise in town, with a large pepperoni costing only $6 in 2022. It's hard to pass up that bargain every day. For decades, a kind of pizza détente had existed between the big three, with each company ruling over its zesty fiefdom in relative peace and harmony. But then, Little Caesars made its move, marking a turning point when the mutually respective coexistence of the three pizza chains gave way to open hostilities. All it took was Little Caesars taking the next logical step in its value offensive, and it all started with a simple question. What if, instead of just offering two normal-sized pizzas, they could offer you two humongous pizzas? Double the cheese, double the pepperoni, double the depth, double
Damn.
the chance of a massive heart attack. Yes, 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 and yes. Probably earned it. The massive
What'd
heart
they say?
attack. Yes, yes,
24 slices for $8.88. Damn. Although $14 in Alaska and Hawaii. It must suck to live in those states. Oh my gosh, Chad. John, do you ever look at like prices from the 90s and like sometimes just cry on the inside? And you think about the prices we'll just never get back. You know what I mean? $8.88, Chad. Big cheese. We're just never gonna get this back. Like, unless we have a worldwide economic depression or something like that. I cry. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, yeah, I've seen those. The Taco Bells. I saw them on like Reddit. Yeah, you see like the Taco Bell prices and stuff like that. $2.99
yes, and
combos.
yes. Probably earned it. But don't call that a Chicago-style pizza. Little Caesar's Big Cheese, emphasis on the exclamation marks, was the Detroit-style
about to say,
pizza,
it looks
a
like
less
Detroit.
bready counterpart to the Chicago-style deep dish pie. The Big Cheese was a resounding success, and Little Caesar's sales soared by 54%. As
Little
America
Caesars is
gobbled
from
them up
Detroit,
like
yeah.
Americans eating anything ever. Non-pizza items also benefited from a nice little bump from the Big Cheese. 1993 was the year that Little Caesars introduced the world to the spaghetti bucket, which was exactly how it sounds and tastes.
Ew.
After years of ranking third in the pizza triumvirate, Little Caesar's Big Cheese gimmick
Twitch. God, I love the fucking 90s, chat. Would any of you guys order a bucket of spaghetti, chat? Could I interest any of you guys of a fast food bucket that is filled with spaghetti sauce? Like, the 90s is wild, chat. Like, some of the shit they came up with. Imagine your pizza delivery bag just handing you a bucket and it just has spaghetti in it. Like, what?
looked like it might finally put them ahead of Domino's. But the Big Cheese, which, not to split hairs, was a pepperoni pizza, was about to face some stiff competition for its greasy crown.
Bigfoot? Bigfoot!
Pizza Hut could
Oh
see
my
this.
god. You don't know 90s pizza, chat, until you know about Bigfoot. Yeah, this was Domino's pizza. I had one of these. I remember they ran commercials on this all the time. Yeah, this is the Bigfoot pizza.
Pizza Hut could see this Little Caesar gaining ground in its rear view.
Oh, was
the
it?
number one pizza
it
restaurant
was
had a
Domino's.
choice.
Maybe it was
Either
Pizza Hut. My
ignore
bad.
the underdog or copy it.
I just remember
pretty
it.
much
It was
exactly.
square.
The Hut chose to A2
Okay, my
Brute
bad.
Little Caesars. And America was introduced to the Bigfoot Pizza.
Bigfoot pizza,
a
yeah.
massive 12 by 24 inch, 21 slice rectangle for only $11. Yes, it was 1 foot wide and 2 feet long. By the way, the same genius marketing team went on to come up with the idea for stuffed crust several years later.
It was a 2-foot long pizza? For how much? For $11. Each company did a big pizza. I definitely remember Bigfoot.
Yes, it was 1 foot wide and 2 feet long. By the way, the
1 foot
same
long
genius
pizza.
marketing team went on to come up with the idea for stuffed crust several years later. No one really remembers how the Bigfoot tasted, but anyone who survived the Great Pizza Wars remembers how aggressively Pizza Hut advertised it,
That's 3
spending
slices.
millions on television, newspaper, magazine, and billboard ads featuring a smiling, cryptic mascot in a green tank top. Only Crystal Pepsi could compete with the sheer amount of media saturation.
Crystal
Hello,
Pepsi.
Pizza Hut delivery. Yes, we've got Crystal Pepsi. Yes, we do.
No, we don't have Crystal Pepsi. This is Domino's.
Incidentally, both Pepsi and Pizza Hut were owned by the same parent company. Giant multinational corporations. And if the brand's first ever national product campaign wasn't enough, Pizza Hut got really adventurous and leased a $4 million blimp to fly over cities with a cartoon Bigfoot and Pizza Hut's logo. But Pizza Hut was trying to fly too close to the sun. Because on July 4th, 1993, the Bigfoot
Is this? I don't even remember this. This is on the 4th of July. Bro, it's like maybe .11 or something. Like I actually don't even remember. I was 7 years old.
Bigfoot pizza blimp crashed into the roof of an apartment building on the west side of Manhattan, injuring 2 crew members. Honestly, it might have been the most important 4th of July celebration in the nation's history. The chain's vice president said at the time that while the situation was unfortunate, it did succeed in heightening brand awareness. Might want to keep that thought to yourself, bud.
Okay.
I don't believe you just said that.
For Pizza Hut, there was no such thing as bad press, only big and Bigfootier press. So the Bigfoot marketing juggernaut slothed along. TV ads parodying Bigfoot sightings ran on every channel, one of which featured a pre-Sixth Sense Haley Joel Osment. The new ads for the Bigfoot took direct aim at the competition, causing Little Caesars to come up with her own TV spot, in which a monster truck with the brand's logo runs over a much smaller monster truck, while 2 old ladies look on. The ad claimed the Big Cheese to be larger than Pizza Hut's offering. We're no big city pizza lawyers here at Weird History Food, but that claim was mostly false. The Bigfoot was objectively larger,
This is what I'm talking about, Chad. This is like the difference between the 90s and now. Companies would actively shit on each other. You know what I mean? Like they are making Little Caesars is making an ad with a truck crushing a Bigfoot truck. Like that's what I mean. Like they don't do this anymore. Like that open type of hostility. Everything is too nice now.
Big Cheese had more slices, and more importantly, it was also heavier. The Big Cheese tipped the scales at 4 pounds after they piled on all that pepperoni and cheese. That looks so good. Despite Little Caesars' best efforts and Pizza Hut's blimp fiasco, the Bigfoot was a huge success. Company sales skyrocketed to $5.7 billion across 9,800 locations in 1993. Possibly because customers were scared that if they didn't pay tribute, the giant pizza monster blimp might come for them too. You never want to be the last to a pizza war, and you certainly don't want to be the least equipped either. Unfortunately, the Dominator was both. Domino's debuted its Giga Pizza only a few weeks after the Bigfoot arrived to challenge the Big Cheese. There was a lot riding on its success, since Domino's was the only one of the big 3 pizza families whose earnings had been down for the last several years. In a mad dash to bake the competition, Domino's pizza scientists defied the laws of nature and created a monster known as the Dominator, the hands-down winner in the dough measuring contest. It was the largest and, thanks to its shape, the girthiest pizza on the market. And who doesn't want a girthy slice of pizza? But there was a fatal flaw in its design that caused the Dominator to end the pizza wars with a deafening faceplant. In the mad dash to respond to Pizza Hut and Little Caesars, no one had stopped to ask whether there was a reason that the competition had gone with a rectangular deep dish rather than a dino-sized discus.
Chat, what's the problem? So yeah, this is the only circle pizza. What is the problem? Does it not cook evenly or something like that in the middle? Because that's something you would have caught. Because yeah, all the other pizzas are rectangles. It's not fat enough. It can't expand. Let's find out.
Until the first Dominator was sent on delivery, where it was discovered the Dominator was too wide to fit into the driver's car. Having never factored in sizing, Domino's quickly realized it could only offer its gargantuan pizza pie via carryout, as they made pizza larger than their delivery driver's doors. The Domino's really fell,
How big was this pizza?
as their trademark speedy delivery couldn't be applied to their new signature product. Pizza Hut had overwhelmed Domino's with its multi-million-dollar ad campaign weeks before launch. Now Domino's delivered its own death blow to the Dominator, as customers used to having their pizza delivered were forced to get in their car to pick it up themselves. And a Domino's pizza you have to pick up yourself was basically worthless. And since Domino's delivery drivers were piloting the same size vehicles as everyone else on the road, customers who ordered a Dominator for takeout quickly found that the behemoth wouldn't fit into their cars either. Maybe they tied it to the luggage rack or had a big enough trunk. But who wants trunk pizza? Well, any kind of pizza is actually pretty good.
Okay, I'm sorry. How big is this pizza, Chad? I've never heard of the Dominator, but it's apparently the box is so big that it won't even fit in the doors of cars. How big is this pizza? The box has to be gigantic. This has to be like
It only took a few years for the giant pizza fad to fade. All 3 behemoths, the Big Cheese, the Bigfoot, and the Dominator, are now long gone. mere footnotes in the history of American fast food. And in the dust following the giant pizza wars, Little Caesars nearly collapsed. From 1998 to 2001, hundreds of Little Caesars locations closed. It got so bad that Little Caesars stopped reporting store counts from 1999 to 2005. In recent years, Little Caesars has been able to claw its way back to bronze in the national pizza list. But compared to its former rivals, it has less than half of the gross sales as the number one contender. Pizza Hut, the once gold standard of greasy pizza delight, has fallen to second place after cycling out the Bigfoot in favor of bigger, bolder menu items. It took some trial and error, but eventually, a woman named Patty Scheidmeyer from Pizza Hut's product development focus group was struck by divine inspiration. What if they put cheese inside the crust? It was just crazy enough to work. The stuffed crust pizza is still on Pizza Hut's menu today. One of the only pizza. What if they put cheese inside the crust? It was just crazy enough to work.
That's that's the possible future president of the United States. And here he is eating a pizza backwards like a regular Joe. Yeah, this is also another thing, chat. They tried to make eating pizza backwards with the stuffed crust like a thing. I'm not eating pizza. Dude, there's like 3 things I'm not doing with a pizza, chat. I'm not eating my pizza with a knife and fork. I'm not eating my pizza backwards, and I'm not folding my fucking pizza. I don't care how many people in New York do it. I'm not folding a pizza. That's just cringe. I'm just not doing it. Never. The Dominator was 10 by 30 inches. He almost died.
The stuffed crust pizza is still on Pizza Hut's menu today. One of the only pizza innovations to endure across the decades. Ironically, it's the former also-ran Domino's who now rules the pizza empire. While Pizza Hut focused on the gimmicks and Little Caesar floundered on its definition of value, Domino's went back to doing what it did best, delivering pizzas, and trying not to get anyone killed in the process. In 2008, Domino's released the Pizza Tracker, which allowed customers to use the internet on their phones or computers to see exactly how far along their delivery was. There's been a debate about whether the tracker actually worked or if it was just set on a timer, but who really cares?
Pizza time.
The illusion of control and a visual timer tickled customers' brains more than double-stuffed cheese bread or buckets of spaghetti. Arguably, Postmates and Uber Eats owe a lot to Domino's Tracker and its early adoption of the food delivery surveillance novelty app. In 2018, Domino's finally overtook Pizza Hut in sales. As a victory lap, Domino's has subsequently resurrected the Dominator label for pizzas in territories like Bangladesh and Pakistan. These aren't the monstrosities of the 1990s, though. Dominator is now just a catchy name for a normal-sized pizza. So in a sense, the Dominator lives on, which is more than can be said for its dearly departed competitors. R.I.P. Bigfoot and Big Big Cheese. May they rest comfortably.
What movie is this? Is this Casino, chat? What movie is this? They tied this guy up.
So in a sense, the Dominator lives on, which is more than can be said for its dearly departed.
Yeah, organized crime is scary, chat. I couldn't do organized crime because you're always just like, you always have to look over your shoulder. The higher you get up, the more people want to take your spot. Oh, it is Casino. I'm trolling. It says right there, Casino. Yeah, I'm like, is this Casino? Yeah, okay. I'm like, this isn't Goodfellas, but yeah, it's Casino. It says it right there. It's Casino.
Competitors. R.I.P. Big.
Yeah, I'm on the right side.
Foot and Big Big Cheese. May they rest comfortably in their enormous pizza box graves. As much as these franchises paid in ad dollars for our attention, one timeless adage never occurred to them. Americans' eyes were bigger than our stomachs. At the end of the day, most people would rather have a better pizza, even if there is less of it to go around. Or we're just feeling really, really lazy. So what do you think? What is your favorite giant pizza? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from...
That was awesome. Hold on. There's a...